What's going on, you guys? This is Tarot of the Week. We are in the midst of the Scorpio Solar Eclipse. Scorpio season just began, so we have to see what is in store with the cards for this week. So stay tuned if you want to hear these messages. All right, you guys, so this is Tarot of the Week, and because it is a major moon cycle, we're having that solar eclipse in Scorpio on Tuesday, the 25th. So I'm going to be pulling some Moonology cards as well, you know, like I usually do. So, as usual, let's just get through the beginning things of like, share, subscribe, comment to help build up this channel. It really helps. This is how you can support me within the Scorpion Goddess community, is literally just by subscribing, so I can get my channel monetized and begin getting paid on YouTube, because it is a big goal of mine. So help me reach that. And make sure you comment, you know, whatever resonates in this reading. Comment, share it with people, because we're building a community within Scorpion Goddess where you guys can discuss things. It's what I really want to see happening in this area. And, you know, share this with someone that you think would be interested, especially your Scorpio friends, okay? Especially the Scorpios. So with that being said, let's get straight into Tarot of the Week. So, you know, we have some major things happening. We got that solar eclipse, like I said. So we have the sun, the moon. We also have Venus. These are all going to be conjunct in Scorpio. So the moon is in fallen Scorpio, which means it's not comfortable being there. It has to come through a lot of challenges to express its feelings, because it keeps everything in and wants to protect. And Venus is in detriment in Scorpio. So that means it's like the most uncomfortable it can be. Now, with these being conjunct, it means they're stacked on top of each other. This is going to really push that transformation. And the way to let this happen is to literally do nothing but be open to allow the changes to happen, because solar eclipses are about fated changes that happen. So there's no need to manifest or anything like that. So And if you're not open for what this eclipse has to bring for you, just get prepared to be dragged. That's it. You know, that's it. No sugarcoating, because Scorpio is not a soft sign. Okay, now we're really going to start. So I want to see with everyone here, take what resonates, leave what does not. But I really want to see what are some messages that we can really take in for the collective. We have the Seven of Swords and the Nine of Swords. So it's a lot of mental energy happening. I think we're going to be processing a lot of things mentally, a lot of scenarios being played in our mind. I think we're going to be challenged and triggered big time. That's going to be very arguments, tension. You can't avoid. I see somebody avoiding some kind of situation. There's a lack of accountability that you're like, I don't want to deal with this, so I'm gonna go hide. But while you're hiding, all you're doing is stressing out and making the situation even worse. And it's growing into a bigger deal, because we're going from the 7 to the 9. So it's like you avoiding it is building and building and building up from more scenarios, more things stressing you out. And it's creating this divide and distance between you and this situation. I feel like this has to do with the home situation, because he's walking away, or it could be with a community too. Maybe there's something within the community that you're just like trying to like step away from, but there's something that you need to face. And I think this may be something mentally. There may be some things that need to be rewired and reprogrammed and redone, because you've done things the same way for so long. You've done things the same way for so long that it's like, how do I fix and change that? How do I rewrite this? How do I do that? Well, with the Nine of Swords, it's saying like this is coming to an end. This is something that needs to be let go of and released. So again, the eclipse is a fated change. So this could be for a lot of you guys like something that's mentally hard. Scorpio may be an emotional water sign, but with the swords, this is saying this is something that's like going to be mentally challenging for you to be able to get over, because this is something that really stresses you out. This could even be someone who has like, maybe you're dealing with somebody who has like a mental illness, or maybe something that's not really diagnosed as a mental illness I'm getting, but like something where it's like this person You see how, okay, I don't know if you can see, but look, my door just opened because my cat just opened my door. See? Okay, that in itself is a message. That in itself is a message as we're talking about the 7 and the 9 of Swords. Let me just fix this. That is a message in itself, okay? We have the 9. Is this the 9 of Wands? Yeah, the 9 of Wands. Another 9. So you guys could be seeing a lot of 9s. 9s are about endings. You have reached the final thing of whatever this is. You have reached the peak. It's time to get into something else. It's time to release. And with the 9 of Wands following up after this, it's like you've been on guard for so long to try and protect yourself. And it's like you need to be vulnerable. You need to be vulnerable with this. Ooh. You need to be very vulnerable with whatever the situation that it is for you, because when you're vulnerable, you open yourself up to get triggered, to be able to heal and move on. And again, that's what this eclipse is all about. Okay? So you're going to be triggered like hell this week. And I see people dealing with like a lot of headaches too, because we're dealing with like a lot of mental stuff. So there could be a lot of like you're overstressing yourself out, you're giving yourself a headache, a migraine. I think people need to look out for head injuries too. I see car accidents being a lot more heightened this week too, a lot more road rage. I see people getting really, really angry on the road. So be very careful too. Don't be on your phone texting driving. You need to be on high alert this week. We have the 6 of Cups. So this could be something that stems from your childhood. There could have been some type of childhood trauma, something you haven't healed from. There could have been some traumatic experience that happened when you were younger, and that other person, maybe they avoided the accountability, and this is built up into something that is triggering you this week, where you're going to be, you know, stressing out about this and replaying it in your mind and blaming yourself or something like that, I see. But again, this is like, you need to step in and reparent yourself, because maybe your parents couldn't parent you the way that you needed, and this is where you need to step in and protect yourself and give yourself what you needed from your parent, because they couldn't give you what you were looking for. I also see that maybe with this parent, this is really big on like, this is big on parental. This could be either the dad or the mom. It could be the dad, just because with the Swords is very masculine, and the Wands as well. So maybe there could be something from like your father's side of the family. Maybe there was something like epigenetics, like passed from like your grandfather to your father to you, and there's something that you need to rewrite and fix within that, because I think what's standing out right now is there was something passed on because they weren't taught how to handle things emotionally, and so they kind of pass that on to you, some type of abuse or something. And that's what's like resurfacing this week, is like really something is going to click and be like, oh, whoa, what is this? And this is where this healing is coming in at, and this could be where those arguments and disruptions and all of that, bumping heads could be another thing. I was picking up my head, so you could be bumping heads with somebody because you're not seeing eye to eye. They don't get what you get because you had some kind of epiphany, some kind of awakening, and it's now you're ready to step away and move on from that, to give yourself, you're giving yourself what you needed, because your parent couldn't give you what it is that you've been in search for and needed, because they haven't reached that point yet. They haven't figured that out. But this is your journey. I see like your truth is standing out a lot too. So really focusing on your own truth is going to be big. We have the 4 of Cups and the 7 of Pentacles. This could be with money and resources coming out too. I mean, we are in Scorpio season, so that's where we're dealing with money and resources from other people. We could be this place where, again, we're sitting and we're like, when is it going to be my time? I think within the next 4 weeks, we could possibly start seeing something actually come our way. I feel like maybe within the past 7 months, there's been something that you've been working towards and haven't seen enough growth from, and you're getting frustrated with that too. Something is like really triggering that. This could be some kind of career move. This could be money, something like that. And you're getting like really like, oh, when is my time going to happen? But you need to keep putting the work in, and you need to give yourself like a pat on the back. You need to congratulate yourself of where you are right now, because you've put in this work for the last 7 months. You've been putting in this work into yourself, and you have grown. Maybe you're not where you pictured yourself to be. Comparing is another thing that's coming out. You got to stop comparing yourself, because you're on a completely separate journey. You need to stand on your own 2 feet and support yourself, and stop focusing on the other people around you, because it's not about them. It's about you. So that comparison, you got to stop giving. You're being too hard on yourself. You're being too hard on yourself. You got to get creative. I think sacral chakra was standing out. So getting into that creative flow. The root in the sacral chakra, that grounding, that creative work, that sexuality, that whole flow thing really coming in. Sex, intimacies coming out too. We have the 7 of Wands. 7 and 7. It's like you have so many things you could put your energy into. You need to refocus it and put it in the correct direction. Something may come along this week where it's gonna like force you to redirect you, because you've been in that avoidance. I think didn't we start this out with the friggin' 7 of Swords? There's something you've been avoiding. Okay, this could be with work, this could be with responsibility. We are dealing with Saturn alignments also this week. So the Saturn comes in, it teaches you accountability, responsibility, karmic time lessons. Like, it's a teacher. So this is like things that you want to have happen take time. Okay, 7s, 777 coming out, 7s and 9s. So whatever it is that you really like, your big goal, like me getting paid for my YouTube videos, like whatever your goal is, you have to keep putting that work in. But it's like you got to do things differently. I talked about this last week. I talked about something's going to arise and needing to go about things differently. Same situation, just got to approach it differently. This is coming in again. You have to go about your passions and redirect it in a different manner. You got to get more creative. You got to get in a creative flow. Luckily, we're in Scorpio season. This is a water sign. It's fixed. So it can really hyperfixate on the direction it's going in, what it wants, what it desires. Scorpio is I desire. So focus on what it is that you desire and get into your dream world. Dreams are coming out too with this 4 of Cups. So if you really want to have something happen, what you could do is ask your spirit guides before you go to sleep. Give me the messages I will understand to be given to me, so I can move accordingly in whatever it is that you're trying to do. Okay? Okay, I'm listening. I got it. So we're going to pull a couple of the cards from this deck and then the Moonology deck. We're going to wrap this reading up. Okay. Let's just see if there's anything else that we need to know that I can tell everyone here that is watching this, what it is that they need to know. Something about football. Something about football. Maybe you're going to be watching a football game. Maybe you need to get back into football. We have Queen of Wands with the Empress. So yeah, like I said with this parental thing, reparenting yourself, getting back into that creative flow. These can go in both ways. With the reparenting, that father, mother figure, re-giving yourself that and doing things differently, standing out and doing things like it's kind of like an Aquarius energy, like rebelling, but not in a way to rebel to like go against people. It's a way to rebel. You're doing things completely out of the box and different that people may look down on you or be like, what are you doing? But you know what you're doing. You're look at that. You're giving yourself what you need right now. This is literally a fucking rebirth. I don't even know if I can say that on YouTube right now, but whatever. It's literally a rebirth. It's literally a rebirth. It's literally a transformation. It's you're transmuting that crappy energy that has been given to you, that's been instilled in you, that you've been carrying this whole time. You've been carrying around dead weight. You are carrying around useless dead weight. Let it go. You need to put it into something else to create something from that. You need to reparent yourself, get more creative. It's the whole, that's it. That is it. You're carrying around dead weight. Look, I'm wearing skulls too. Skulls might be standing out a lot. Skulls with the flowers. Something dead to create something, you know, putting those two things together. Rebirthing something. All right. I'm going to pull a Moonology card for you guys. And I'm going to wrap up this reading. So, my Moonology cards with this solar eclipse. What can we expect during the Scorpio solar eclipse on Tuesday? Oh, hang on. Okay, we got 3 cards. We have mutable moon. Nothing, what does it say? Nothing yet is set in stone. Okay, this is what I really want to go over. We have a lot of things happening around us, right? Like the planets, they have a lot to do with energetically how things do happen to us personally and, you know, on a global scale. However, every single person has free will and you need to remember that. This may be a fated moment, but at the same time, you still have your own free will to make your own choices and own decisions about, you know, you're aware, okay, these things are happening on the outside, but you have the choice. You have the free will to go about things. Nothing is set in stone, right? Nothing is set in stone. But then we also have a new romantic cycle begins, and then a personal issue reaches a resolution. Do you see this? So for some of you guys, a new romantic cycle is going to happen, and maybe not even a new romantic cycle, but you're deepening a connection, a deeper intimate connection. That's where I was getting at sex and intimacy. You can have an intimate connection without the sex, and I think that's going to be coming out a lot too. But also, sex is standing out really big as well because of that sacral and root chakra, okay? And maybe that is where this creative flow is going to come from. I see people having, doing magic work, sex work, like making sex magic. I don't know if you guys are hip to what that is, but if not, I could do a video on it if you would like me to. But I see a lot of people during the Scorpio solar moon making sex magic. And then I also said that the personal issue reaches resolution. So this is going to be really good. That's why we're getting triggered this week. These things need to come up to be able to heal from them. You can't just like, oh, I healed from it without it getting felt and triggered and something happening. It's got to happen. And it's going to, and we're dealing with Scorpio. It's the underworld. It's getting to the root of the issue, the stuff that you don't want to see. That's why I had so many 7s. It's like, I don't want to deal with this. But Scorpio's ruled by Pluto, and it's like, oh, well, too bad. You're going to have to. Here it is, right in your face. You're going to get dragged, or you're either going to be open and just let the stuff happen, go through the emotions, the crying, the fighting, and then being like, oh, I feel so much better. I finally let that go. You're carrying around dead weight. That is the theme of the week. Stop carrying around dead weight. And that horn just beeped when I said that, all right? Stop carrying around the dead weight. You got to move on, and you can do it. You have the power. Scorpio season is about regaining your own power, and that's what all these cards are talking about. So please like, comment, share, subscribe if you haven't yet. Comment down below how this reading resonated with you. I know Scorpios are secretive, but please share so people can really be like, you know, they see whatever that is. Somebody may be going through the same thing and you guys can help bond and all of that stuff. And if you made it this far, comment a Scorpio and a crystal emoji because of that magic that's going to happen under this solar eclipse. And I'll catch you guys next week. And I will also be posting a pick a card reading for Scorpio season. So stay tuned and be, you know, click the notification bell to get notified when it happens. And October Teroscopes. I mean, not October Teroscopes. Sorry, my bad. October, What's Up with the Planets. If you haven't watched it yet, this is the last week and there's a lot of stuff happening. So make sure you check the description box down below where everything is tagged. You can get direct links to videos. Send me a tip if you love this reading. And check me out on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. All right, guys. See you next week.